ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Planet X and the Reptilian King. As I have shown in many previous articles, the Planet X system of stellar cores is a system of dead planets and stars, which died suddenly when their gravitational energy was removed in a moment of time. The suddenness of the event is apparent in the surface pieces coming into the Earth's atmosphere that still have fully intact buildings on them. And you may look at Article 584 entitled Planet X and the Reason Behind GMO Crops for more details on that. Only the creator of the universe could have done such a thing. However, he did not remove all the gravitational energy. He left enough inside the particles making up these celestial objects to allow them to remain whole objects, but in the form of a core surrounded by a debris field. This means that the Creator knew exactly what he was doing when he formed the Planet X system, by destroying these celestial objects in the way which he did, and that he intended to use them in the future. So the Creator God, the God who created the whole universe, is in control of the Planet X system. And this diagram illustrates what occurred. They went from being whole objects to breaking up into a core, and these outer layers became a debris field. They broke up into separate pieces. And this is actually what happens all over the universe whenever gravitational energy decreases. Objects break up into smaller pieces. So this is what happens to a globular cluster. And here you can see that it's made of stars, of separate stars, and the star density increases towards the center, where the gravitational energy is higher. The gravitational energy continuously drops due to continuous matter creation, causing the created matter to fission and move further away from the globular cluster core at the center. And God, has used these objects to bring judgment to the earth. He used them to cause the great flood because man had become evil and terribly violent at that time. And the Planet X system objects' effects on the earth have not stopped. And you may look at Article 515 entitled Current Cataclysm Engulfing the Earth Started at the Great Flood. The earth changed at the flood, and its energy has been absorbed by the system for thousands of years, just like the sun's energy has been absorbed for the same amount of time, which has also caused the sun to go dark. And you may look at Article 500, the sun's no longer shining review, and Article 535 entitled The Sun's No Longer Shining, What Has Happened to It, for more details on that. It does seem that when God said that man's time would be 120 years, he meant 120 jubilees or 6,000 years. And he therefore meant for the Planet X system to bring about the end of life on Earth at this time. And you may look at Article 579 entitled The 6,000 Years Are Over and Now Life on Earth is Ending. God has also been using Planet X to show the people on Earth that he is real and that it is now the end of time. He has used Planet X to show me how the universe works, and you may look at Book 10 for details on that. Through this understanding, it has become clear to me that just about all the physics that is being taught on this planet is the exact opposite of how the real universe operates, and is obviously designed to hide the existence and effect of Planet X from the Earth's population. Why? Who would want to hide such an important thing as the Planet X system that is wreaking havoc on our solar system? Who would want to kill astronomers like Dr. Robert Harrington and Dr. Eugene Schumacher just to keep Planet X a secret? Since the Planet X system leads to the understanding of how the universe works, and since, as I have shown, that understanding leads to the realization that the universe reflects God's nature, and you may look at Article 602 for details on that, who would want to hide this truth from us? Since Planet X water has been coming into our atmosphere for thousands of years, who would try to convince us that clouds are produced on Earth instead of coming from space? Who was around thousands of years ago to guide mankind into thinking that lie? And for details of that, you may look at Article 529 entitled Planet X Debris Field and Water Clouds, and Article 603 Planet X Water and the Natural Van der Graaf Generator. And here you see some of these Planet X system stellar cores. This one is in the sun's corona. As you can see, they go very close to the sun's corona and yet do not collide with it. And none of the laws we have been taught about the universe can explain how an object can do something like that. So basically it took reinvention of the laws and the physics to explain what's going on there, which I have done in many previous articles. And here's one in the Earth's atmosphere. As you can see, it's got a cloud envelope, which it is losing. And this object entered the Earth's atmosphere with its cloud envelope. This is where clouds have been coming from for thousands of years. This is also where rain comes from. There was no rain until the Great Flood. Rain, clouds come from space. Who is the source of illogical scientific news reports, such as the one which suggests that sea levels are about to rise due to melting glaciers? But when one calculates the time it will take for a glacier to melt at current melting rates, it turns out to be billions of years. And you may look at Article 599 entitled Sea Level Rising Due to Planet X, not Antarctica Ice Melting, for details on that. Who would purposely produce volcano footage suggesting that Planet X system objects disappear into volcanoes with the help of sun simulators and holographic projectors in an obvious attempt to deceive whoever views the footage? This was not even done in an attempt to simply keep the atmosphere looking normal in the absence of the real sun shining, but it was done as a purposeful attempt to deceive. And here you can see a screenshot from that footage, and it looked like this ball, bright ball, was going into the volcano. And there was another one, a little blue one too, also disappeared because it wasn't real stellar cores. The stellar cores are made of solid objects. They don't just disappear. But what we can see here is this light colored line running along the edge of the volcano. It can be seen here as well. So the volcano is actually edged by the holographic simulation system, which is in operation. And you can see as well that it is a projection because you can see light in front of this piece on the side of the volcano, this piece of rock. You can clearly see that there's light in front of it. So they didn't manage to edge that piece properly and to make sure that the light goes around it. So the light that they are projecting and causing these things to appear in the sky is actually here in front of that part of the volcano. And you may look at Article 601 for more details on this. So let's review the facts about this person who is intent on deception. This person does not want humanity to realize that Planet X is and has been affecting the Earth for thousands of years, and doesn't want us to see that God's nature is evident in how the universe works. In addition, this person has been around doing the same deceptive work, following the same program for thousands of years. Who would that be? Well, that can only be Lucifer, the spiritual being who has been around for thousands of years, whose name got changed to Satan. The name Satan means enemy. Satan is our enemy. Jesus called him the father of lies in John 8, verse 44, where he said, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father he will do." He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So who is this being really? He is the chief alien. He is a reptilian. He is the reptilian king. This is why the Bible says he can appear as an angel of light. This is because reptilians are shapeshifters. They can appear in whatever form they want. This is also why he's often referred to in the Bible as a serpent or a dragon. So a being that without showing himself can for thousands of years guide scientific understanding on this planet to the point that no one knows where clouds really come from or what really causes rain, what else do you think he can do? He can direct human affairs, cause wars, economic collapse, poverty, disease, and hatred amongst different factions and groups, and no one realizes it because they are looking at and blaming other human beings. The person from another country, the person with a different skin color, because no one remembers who they are and who Lucifer is. So who is it that is causing this trouble in the Middle East? Who is it that is causing governments to oppress their people all over the world? It is our enemy. We may see Russia, Turkey, or China doing something which makes no sense and will surely lead to war. This is because the leaders of those countries are either serving or being manipulated by Lucifer from behind the scenes. We tend to fail to recognize the real source of the trouble in the world. The Bible says in Ephesians 6 verse 12 that our fight is not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. And this is what it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Who are these principalities and powers? These are the angels that serve Lucifer and rule this planet under him. These are the aliens. Why has no alien ever told humans about Planet X having been here for thousands of years, or about where clouds come from? Why has no alien ever explained to humans where rain really comes from? Because they are liars, just like their leader. They are of one mind. Their plan is to deceive humanity. They, like Lucifer, are our enemies. And because we have failed to recognize who they are and who we are, they are taking many of us out like sheep to the slaughter. In conclusion, Lucifer is an alien, a reptilian. He is our enemy and he is a deceiver, as are those who serve him, those that call themselves aliens or extraterrestrials. They will never tell us the truth about Planet X or the truth about where clouds and rain come from, because Planet X is controlled by the Creator God, and they want to keep us separated from the true God. Who we really are, well, I'll explain in the next article. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.